To set up expectations, I'm not going to give you a set of instructions, and I'm not going to tell you a story. What I am going to give you is a tool, and it's easy to describe because you already have one. It's probably hanging in your barn or in the trunk of your car. Some of you use it every day. I believe you call it a lead rope, and I'm mentioning it now so it doesn't come out of left field later. It's a metaphorical lead rope, in case you were wondering. But for now, let's put a pin in that and get started, because we have a lot to cover. Close your eyes. This is a visual story, but the visuals are created by you. Yours will be different than mine, and that's okay. I'm only here to help shine a light on a few important things and jog your memory. The good news is, you already have a great story to tell. It's not something you need to invent or write. It's already here. What you need to do is remove the blinders, if you will, and look around. Because you are about to become the tellers of this story, and the details are very important. Your story already has all the necessary stuff. It has characters, trials, history. It has mysterious and beautiful beasts. It transcends time and trends. It even has a little conflict, because what great story doesn't? It's romantic, but not in a traditional love story kind of way. It has tradition, though. It has competition and brave champions. It has a past, a present, a future. Come along, and don't worry if things start to get a little bit magical, because they are. The greatest stories start with a place, often a mysterious, enchanted, distant, or unknown one. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away. Only this place isn't far, far away. You sit at a red light. Nothing special about that. You look across the road and squint your eyes. The cars whip past, but each time there's a gap between the streams of neon light, and you catch a glimpse. You've sat here before, waiting, but this time, you're really in tune. Your senses are sharper somehow. This feeling is wonder. This is the bridge to the unknown, and there's usually a reward on the other side. You know this. You've seen enough movies. But you also know this just by the way it feels, and by the way your stereo seems to play just the right music. The light turns green and you cross over to the other side. Aha, just as you thought. This place is different. If you feel a little bit like Alice right now, don't worry, you're not overreacting. Everything is different here. This place is unique. Unique. Now that's an interesting word. It's a great word. But how disappointingly nondescript. What does unique mean anyway? Let's come back to this, because unique doesn't just mean the only one. And it's not about a 10-minute drive from downtown, although that is pretty good too. It means much more than that, and it's what this story is all about. You drive slow not only because you love this drive, but because there's wildlife here. Somehow you're in nature all of a sudden. You exhale and your eyes widen. You feel like you've stepped back in time. That thing you're feeling is enchantment. Everything here has a perfect patina. That's history and heritage and legacy, and you simply can't fake those things. If you feel yourself wishing your car could just be a little lighter, not to tread so heavily on the ground, well, that's reverence. Reverence for this place. You might recognize this feeling if you've ever walked on sacred land. Sure, it's a kind of worship, why not? This muddy earth might be holy ground as far as you're concerned. If you feel the corners of your lips turn up slightly, that's adoration. You crack your window a little because guess what? This place smells different too. It's freshly cut grass and dirt and hay and a wood-burning fire, because that's still a thing here. And yes, that smell that some find unpleasant, but to you, it's all a perfume that makes your brain calm and slow down. The light here is different, isn't it? It's not the on-off of the city lights. It's not the streaks and flashes. The light is the sun coming through the trees. It's dappled, and it makes you blink as you pass tree after tree, planted in neat rows. Okay, so we've established your story has a setting, an enchanted one, an oasis. That's good. You're off to a great start. But it's still hard to describe without sounding like you're making it up. Edens usually are. So let's continue. A great story also has a destination. Sometimes it's a castle or a cave. Sometimes it's a cabin in the middle of the forest. It's the hero's goal to traverse the magical world and get there. To find the treasure, or marry the prince, or talk to the wizard or whatever. My point is, your story has a destination too, and it's more important than you may think. Come inside and I'll explain. You walk through the front doors of the clubhouse. It's warmer inside, and there's that comforting smell of wood paneling. You feel at home here for some reason. Your boots are caked with mud, but that's okay, no one seems to mind. Cold beers and hot chocolates. Soft leather chairs to sink into, books on the shelves about the things you're interested in. But all of this is just window dressing. And by the way, the window dressing looks great in here. Because it's not really what a club offers its members. A club is simply a vessel for the things we need in our lives. Friendship, leadership, kinship, mentorship, all the ships. And this is your flagship. It should exemplify in all those small details who you are as a membership. Because being a member of a club is about belonging. That is what a club offers us. Okay, but also food and music and parties. The kind of parties that are too rare these days. The ones where everyone is welcome. The ones that come together with no planning, just a little spontaneity and someone buying the first round. The kind of party where the whole community is there. You get to be the hosts of this party and invite people you know care about the same things that you do. This is your cast of characters, essential in a good story. And luckily for you, they are pretty great. Take a look around the room. You see young and old and middle-ish. Small children weave between your legs. There's a cluster of slightly older ones over there taking selfies. They've known each other since they were the ones weaving through legs. Listen closely. You hear old stories and just last week's stories. Stories of rescues and rain. So much rain. There's some healthy competition, of course, but a lot of support. Greetings are exchanged over the boards of the stalls, and let's be honest, sometimes a little gossip goes on behind them. These are the people you'll storm the castle with. These people are the salt of the earth. And you like them immediately. But why? You're not all the same. And that diversity, by the way, is another thing that makes this place unique. The only judging here happens on the track. The trophies that line these walls were won by some of these elders, the slightly shinier ones by those selfie-taking millennials over there. But you'd never know which ribbons correspond to which muddy boots because boastful egos don't exist here. Inside this building, you are on equal footing. These friendships are not measured in hands, but in handshakes. Phone calls answered in the middle of the night and giving one another a leg up when it's needed. You look around and wonder, what could connect this motley crew together? How is it that this room full of people of different ages, affluence, orientation, backgrounds seem to gel so effortlessly? Something catches your eye outside the window. The complicated, beautiful beasts I mentioned earlier. They are the one thing you all have in common. And if you're still with me on this whole hero's journey metaphor, they are the treasure. I'm sure you wondered why it took so long to mention them. They are, after all, your raison d'etre. But the reason is that they are at the center of all of this, and we needed to sort a few things out first. They are the magnetic force between you and this place, and what draws you all together. These powerful creatures mean more to you than even the most horsey of people. They're not expensive cars. Your relationship with them is based on respect. They change you. They make you better. They challenge you. This is love, plain and simple. But that look they give you, those glassy eyes that seem to look right through you sometimes, don't be fooled. That is not longing. Well, it might be longing if your pockets are filled with carrots. But it isn't desperation or dependence. That look is about trust. They look to you and ask if they can trust you. And then you lead them. Okay, everyone take a deep breath. We've covered a lot, and if we got into the joys of riding, you all know we could go on forever. So let's tie things up and bring it all together. Because what you don't need is for anyone to tell you how great this place is. You already know that. What you need is a clear message and a tool for how to deliver it. Remember that lead rope I mentioned earlier? You all know how it works. You don't stand in front of the horse and pull it, and you certainly don't stand behind it and push. Even I know that. When you lead a horse, you walk beside it. It can see where it's going. It experiences the journey firsthand and watches for your cues. Leading is at once gentle and direct. This is how to tell the story of Southlands. Lead people to it with your stories of this magic place, and then show them how excellent it really is. The hero in the story always returns home to the ordinary world, but she brings with her what is called the elixir. It's the knowledge she's gained, the recipe for a better life, or sometimes a better version of herself. If you hadn't picked up on it yet, you are the hero in this tale. So when you're out there in the ordinary, less magical, less horsey world, your job is to share that elixir with others. This is how you will protect your legacy, but spread the message that will bring new members to the club. New voices that will, with your guidance, help to evolve it. This place that you're a part of is a hidden gem, but even gems become dull and collect dust when they're hidden. It's the club that needs a leg up this time. So more than ever, you must share that enchantment, adoration, reverence, and sense of belonging with them. Because in evolution, the things that work are the things that carry on. You are the best and most genuine marketing plan for your club because you know it's not made up. It's authentic. This is likely not the whole story. It never is. And you're about to embark on a journey where you'll cut a new trail as you go. How you reach out to the community and welcome them in is what is important. That's what they'll talk about when they talk about you. As the stewards and hosts and teachers of the next generation, you need to harness the things about this place that make it truly unique. Genuine camaraderie, respect and love for horses, history, tradition, diversity, and a progressive mindset. Like your lead rope, hold it firmly in your hand, protect it, and help lead the Southlands Riding Club into a new era. And when they come, walk beside them and tell them your story.